Today we're going to talk about volume. So volume is of an object, how much it would contain. So for instance, like a liquid, right? You can't measure that in air, you measure it in volume. It's three-dimensional. Okay, so let's talk about some shapes. We have a cylinder we'll do. That's a cylinder, like a cup, a sphere. It's a ball, and a box. Not necessarily a cube. A cube would be that it has like all the same dimensions, but we might not have all the same dimensions. Okay, so the formulas: volume equals pi radius squared height. A sphere is 4 pi radius cubed divided by 3, and volume is length times width times height. Okay, so if we are done our question, so in length, like if you have centimeters, area would be centimeters squared, and in volume would be cube for units. So if the height was 10 centimeters and the diameter was 14 centimeters, find the volume. So volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, now we have to be careful here because I gave you diameter, so don't get tricked. You would have to find the radius. So if we know that that's 14, then the radius is 7. So r squared is 7 squared times 10. So at least you can just type away in your calculator, finding your pi button. Mine is right here. So pi times 7 squared times 10 equals 1,539.38 centimeters cubed. Okay, so here all I can give you is the radius, so that is 9 inches this time. We'll do one. The volume equals 4 pi 9 cubed over 3. So 4 times pi times 9. So your exponent button, well, mine is right here, and it will activate a little hat symbol, so that's cubed. And then I'm actually going to push enter. You don't need to necessarily, but I'm going to, and then divide by 3. So 3,053.63 inches cubed. Alright, so here I'm going to give you a length of 4, width of 6, and a height of 8. So your volume is 4 times 6 times 8. So 192. I guess I should put some units on that. Let's go millimeters. So your volume is in millimeters cubed. What happens if I double all dimensions? So my box would then be an 8 by 12 by 16, right? 8, 12, 16. I just doubled them all. So now my volume is 1,536. So what happened for that? So I'm going to go, what's the ratio between those numbers? So I'm going to divide, and the ratio is 8 times larger. So what happened? So if each one doubled, so this one doubled, and this one doubled, 2 times 2 times 2 is your 8. That's what happened. Okay, so here's an example. The shape, we'll do a drawing. So 4, that's 7, and we're going to go in centimeters. Okay, so now I'm going to get you to find the surface area and the volume. So the surface area, so if we think about surface area, it's like what you could paint or what you could touch. So if you are gonna paint this, you would have a circle on the top, a circle on the bottom, and then the around middle part. So 2 pi r squared is, pi r squared is a circle, and you have the top bottom circles, plus 2 pi r h. So 2 pi r is a circumference, and then you have all those circumferences up and down. So now it's just plugging in. So plug in R4. Okay, and I suggest calculating these separately. If you're really good with your calculator, you could do it in one step. So that chunk plus that piece, and you get 276.5 centimeters squared. Squared, right? It's area. And the volume is pi r squared h. So pi times 4 squared times 7. So typing into your calculator, timesing, you get 351.85 centimeters cubed now. Volume. Important with the measurements. Okay, a box, so I'm going to give you that this is 5 meters, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay, so surface area. So if you paint this, here's what we're going to do. We have 6 sides. I'm going to say the front back. So this piece and that piece. I'm going to go sides and then top, bottom. Okay, so the front back would be 5 by 3. And then we would have 2 of those. The sides are 3 by 2. And then I have 2 of those. The tops are 2 by 5. And then I have 2 of those. Okay, so 15, so 30, 6 doubled is 12, 10 doubled is 20, which makes 62 meters squared. Okay, when you look at like all of these, I just really need to make sure I have all the combinations. So 5 times 3, I've used 5 twice, I've used 2 twice, and I've used 3 twice. My volume is simple. We just take all the dimensions multiplied together, so that is 30. And then just making sure I have cubic on my final answer. Okay, and again, I'm not really good at drawing a 3-dimensional sphere. So 7 inches is my radius. So surface area, the formula would be 4 pi r squared on your formula sheet, 4 pi 7 squared. So just multiply through. So that's in square inches. And then volume, the formula is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. 4 pi, and then fill in your R. So typing in straight into your calculator, you practice and see if you match the same answer, and then that would be in cubic inches. So plugging into a formula, making sure squared for area, cube, and sometimes the only one I could trick you with is if I give you a diameter instead of a radius. Okay, so you would just have to divide by 2.